Hello. In this lesson, we will take a look at security orchestration, automation, and response. SOAR. SOAR is a hot term in the security industry, so it's important to not only know what it is, but to be familiar with the problems and challenges that are addressed by SOAR. But before we get to that, let's first examine the basics. What is SOAR? SOAR connects all of the other tools in your security stack together into defined workflows, which can be run automatically. In other words, SOAR lets you increase your team's efficiency by automating repetitive manual processes. Automation is very important in today's security world because security teams are overwhelmed. As new tools are developed to address an evolving threat landscape, the analysts using those tools have to switch between them in order to accomplish their day-to-day tasks. One common day-to-day task is responding to alerts. With more security tools comes more alerts, which are addressed in a series of manual processes and context switches. That is, switching from one tool to another. More alerts to respond to each day means that you have less time to spend on each alert, which increases the likelihood of mistakes being made. Performance degradation in the face of a flood of alerts is called alert fatigue. One obvious way to mitigate alert fatigue is simply to hire more analysts. However, thanks to a cybersecurity skills shortage, there simply aren't enough qualified analysts to hire. So, if hiring more analysts is not an option, how do we solve alert fatigue? Simple, with SOAR. As mentioned, SOAR ties together the tools in your security stack. By pulling data in from all of these sources, SOAR reduces context switching that analysts have to deal with. So, analysts can perform all of their usual investigative processes directly from the source interface. Further, those processes can be manually or automatically translated into a playbook, which is like a flowchart-like set of steps that can be repeated on demand. By using a playbook, you can ensure that every step in your standard operating procedure is followed. You also have data on exactly what was done, when, and by whom. This capability is called orchestration and automation. Investigation is another crucial SOAR capability. When a suspicious alert appears, teams can perform their investigative tasks, such as checking threat intelligence sources for reputation or querying a security information management system, SIEM, for relative events from within the SOAR platform. The information gleaned from this investigation will determine the required mitigation steps. Then, because SOAR is a unified workbench of all your security tools, you can take those mitigation steps from within SOAR as well. For example, from within SOAR, you can block traffic from a malicious IP address in your firewall, or delete a phishing email from your email server. By building your standard processes into playbooks, you can replace repetitive, time-consuming manual processes with automation at machine speed. Automation frees analysts to devote more time to investigating critical alerts. Implementing SOAR into your ecosystem does more than just centralize your incident response processes. It optimizes an entire operation. Optimization results in streamlined responses at machine speed, allowing teams to improve collaboration and better manage the never-ending wave of alerts. This is because SOAR allows users to assign alerts to different analysts or teams at different stages of the response process, and for those assigned users to add information to the alert as they work on it, so that others who reference that alert later will have additional context on the investigation. Let's explain playbooks in more detail. Teams use playbooks, sometimes called workflows, as a way to respond to alerts or incidents the same way every time. Playbooks work in unison with security teams by taking the steps an analyst would typically implement when responding to an incident. Playbooks do the repetitive tasks, such as compiling data into a report or sending emails, and can pause when human oversight is needed, such as to implement a firewall block. Playbooks are the key to the automation capability of SOAR, allowing teams to improve their response speed and consistency, while maintaining human authority over the process. Ultimately, using a playbook can lead to reduced analyst workload and reduced chance of error. Phishing investigations are one of the most common use cases for SOAR implemented by customers. Without SOAR, an analyst will spend time investigating the sender of a phishing email and key indicators located within the email headers or body. Performing these investigations usually means time spent entering domains and URLs into a threat intelligence platform. If analysts determine that an email is harmful, they will need to spend additional time investigating their email server and their SIEM. determining who received the email, determining who clicked on it, deleting it, and so on. With a phishing investigation playbook, the initial investigation steps are taken automatically as soon as the phishing email is reported. This way, the analyst will be alerted to only those emails that the playbook determines are suspicious. After the analyst confirms that a reported email warrants further action, the playbook can continue making additional SIM queries, deleting the email from all user inboxes, sending an email to all recipients alerting them of the action taken, and providing helpful tips on what to do if they receive similar phishing messages in the future. So there you have it, a primer on SOAR. What it is, what problems it addresses, and how it helps.